Good morning, students. In today's class of service strategy, we'll continue with what we have studied in the previous class. In the previous class, we are studying what is service strategy and the ways of forming a proper service strategy. So, we'll continue with this. Let us recap what we have studied in the previous class. What is service strategy? A service strategy is more customer centric and is centered on the usage of customers and their relationship. So, the strategy of every service organization is customer satisfaction. So, since the strategy is to get maximum customer satisfaction, to make the customer satisfied, to meet their expectations, so customer remains the focus. The strategy should be customer centric and is centered around the usage of customers, and this service strategy is aimed at building this relationship with customers, because these are the customers who are satisfied, who have with whom we have a proper relationship, and they become more loyal to the service organization and they come for repeat purchases. So this is the main aim behind the service strategy. An effective service strategy should focus on how your business handles its customers as well as properly trains the employees. So, when we are speaking about a service strategy, if we say what is an effective service strategy, we have to understand how the service organization focuses or handles its customers. What are the problems of the customers, whether the customers' expectations are met or not. How does the service organization is able to handle those customers who are the main business, and also is able to train the employees of the organization who will be able to interact with the customers in a proper way and bring maximum sales. So what happens in service organization, there is an interactive marketing where the persons who will be delivering the service to the customers, they are interacting with the customers. So these are the face of these employees, are the face of the company. So these people should be trained in a proper way so that they will be able to deliver best service to the customers. If the service delivery failures, then the customer will not be satisfied, the customer will not be returning for repeat purchases. Also, even we have built a very good relationship with the customers, if their expectations are not met, if the satisfaction that is received by them is not up to the mark, they will not come for repeat purchases. So there are two things we have to do for an effective service strategy. First, we have to focus on how your business or the able to handle these customers, whether the all the service offerings are up to the mark and as per the satisfaction of the customer, and also we have to train the employees who will be interacting with these customers. So we can uh, decipher certain steps or make certain steps, keep in mind while making an effective service strategy. So we have discussed 3 points under it. The first point that we have discussed is creating a service vision. First, we should have a vision. The service organization should have a vision about the kind of service that is going to provide to the customers. What would be his unique strengths? So that is something we have to keep in mind. So we have to first craft a vision. Once a service vision in place, once we know what we want to do, how we want to satisfy the customers, how we want to meet the expectations of the customers, then it will be easier to make a service strategy. So to have an effective service strategy, the first thing that has to be kept in mind is crafting a proper service vision. Then comes contemplating the customer needs. We have to understand the customers needs in a proper way, because if we are not able to understand the needs of the customers in a proper way, if there is some ambiguity, then we'll not be able to understand what the customer wants and will not be able to deliver the kind of services that the customer is expecting. So this is very, very important from the service organization's point of view, that the service organization is able to contemplate or understand the customer needs. So once we understand the customers, then customer needs, then the service organization will be in a place, will be in a position to give the services or customize the services as per the needs of the consumers or the customers. And since the service organization able to provide the services as per the liking and as per the expectation of the customers will repeat, come for repeat purchase and become loyal to the service organization. So in order to have an efficient service strategy, it is also important to see that this service strategy is able to contemplate or understand the customer needs. Then comes right hiring, because there are certain qualities that cannot be instilled in or in the people. They should have previously in them, is the kind of attitude, the kind of personality they have. And this right hiring aims at seeing that we recruit the right kind of person to the people into the service organization, who are having a very good personality, having a good attitude, and who are ready to listen to the customers, who are ready to deliver the best service to the customers. So this is also very, very important. So if we have right hiring, then only we can train these employees, and we can make them much more customer centric, much more service oriented, and we can train them to provide the best service to the customer. So while making an efficient service strategy is also important to see at the right hiring, because if we have the right kind of people in the organization, who are the face of the organization, who deliver the service to the customers as per the needs and the requirements of the customers, and the customers expectations are met, the customer is satisfied, then only they will be interested to come for repeat purchases. So right hiring is also one of the reasons that should be kept, one of the things that should be kept in mind while making a efficient service strategy. Now moving into other point, that are other steps that are required in order to create an efficient service strategy. Let us start the fourth point, that is goal setting for the service team. What is that? When identification of customer needs and the parameters for customer satisfaction is done, then the organization has to create goals for the service team in order to achieve the customer satisfaction. So in the initial points we have understood, we have to create a service vision, we have to understand the customer needs, we have to do proper hiring. So by doing all these things, we identify or understood what is the customer needs and what are the various parameters of customer satisfaction that the organization needs to achieve. Once these things are in place, the organization has to create goals for the service team, because the service team together has to function in order to provide the service or deliver the service to the customer. So certain goals, proper goals should be, effective goals should be made, should be decided for the service team in order to see that the service team is able to achieve the customer satisfaction. How they can achieve the customer satisfaction? By giving the service as per the expectation of the customers. So goal setting for the service team is the next point that is very, very important while crafting an efficient service strategy. These goals should be measurable and quantifiable. So this is very, very important, because these goals should not be very, very vague. This goal should be very, very measurable and quantifiable. You can put a number to that, so that the organization can grow the employees as well as along with the growth of the business. So as the organization grows, along with the employees, the business also grows. So whenever we are making goals for the service team, this goal should be very, very quantifiable and measurable, so that it will be easier for the organization to make the growth in the growth of employees as well as the business. The employee should be able to understand the vision and mission and the target of the organization, so that they can align themselves to reach and exceed those objectives. So whatever objectives or goals have been set up, while the employees, they are pursuing, the service team is pursuing these objectives, they should be in a place understanding the mission, vision, and target of the organization. What is the mission of the organization, what is the vision of the organization, and what is the things, the target that the organization has set for itself. Once they're able to understand these things, then they will be able to align themselves with this mission, vision, and the target of the organization, and they will be in a better place to reach the objectives that has been set, or the goals that have been set for the service team. So this is very, very essential. Next, an example of customer satisfaction of service team of a refrigerator company provides after sales. So let us give an example of a customer satisfaction that a service team together that gives of a refrigerator company. Once the customer gives the complaint about the breakdown of the machine, the time taken by the service team to reach the place of the customer and correct the machine is measured. So whenever a complaint is being raised regarding certain problem or breakdown of a particular refrigerator to a refrigerator company, then the time the service team takes to reach the place of the customer and correct the machine, this is measured. The lesser the time, the less time it takes to correct the machine, the correct the refrigerator, lesser time to attend the customer breakdown calls, the higher would be the customer satisfaction. That the least time that the service team takes in order to completely understand the problem of the machine and resolve it, that minimum time it takes, the more customer satisfaction it will happen. So in this way we can measure the customer satisfaction. We are given the example of a refrigerator company. This can be measurable, this can be a measurable parameter in order to appraise the employer. How we can we use this for the growth of the employees and the growth of the organization. Once we understand how this the least time that takes to solve the problem that the customer is facing, the better that the customer expectation will be there, the better customer satisfaction will be there. Then we will understand those people in the service team who are able to do this resolving of this issue at the least minimum time. Then this is a very measurable parameter, and those employees who are showing this kind of skills, they should be appraised, they should be given promotion. So there will be growth of the people in the organization, also the growth of the business, because when more and more customers are satisfied regarding the after sale service, more and more people will be interested to buy the particular product or particular service, after sale service, or will be interested to increase this AMC services, take AMC services from the company also. So in this way, the organization will also grow and the employees will also grow. So in this way, the fourth step that is very important, that is understand to make a efficient service strategy, is to make proper goal setting for the service team. Then comes the fifth point, that is constant training and development. Constant training and development is required because things are changing, and the employees who are the face of the organization, they should be properly trained in order to provide services to the customers. Once the hiring is done in a proper and a correct way, the organization will be able to utilize them in order to serve the customers correctly. So proper hiring, right hiring, that we have read in point 3, step 3, is very very important, because if the hiring is done properly in a correct way, then the organization will be able to utilize and tap the resources, human resources, in a proper way, and to serve the customers much more efficiently. The other part of having a good service team is providing them with constant training in order to upgrade their technical skills. So once we are having the proper human resources, then it will be easier for the service organization to give them proper training and to train them or to upgrade their technical skills. Because when these people, these human resources, they are properly trained and their skills, technical skills are upgraded, they will be able to satisfy the customer more. They will be able to meet the expected service expectations of the customers more. So this is the reason why more training and development has to be given to this proper human resource that has been hired. The training should not only focus on technical skills but also interacting with customers, because whenever a service is being delivered to the customer, there is not a technical part of it, there is also a soft skills part of it. So technical, apart from the technical skills that is to be provided in order to upgrade the technical skills of the employees, those who are interacting with customers, it is also needed to see that they can are in a position to able to interact with customers in a much more proper way, in a pleasing way, so the customer will feel at home. So the training should focus not only on the technical skills but also on how to interact with customers. A right service strategy requires suitable training to the service team, so that not only the customer but also the organization benefit from it. So what happens when we have a proper service strategy in place? It requires that there should be proper training and development activities that should be done, and this training should be properly done, because this training, proper training of the service team, will see, not only see that the customer uh, become satisfied, but the organization also benefits from it. So when the customer is benefited, the organization is also benefited, because when the customer is benefited, when the customer's expectations are met, when the customer is completely satisfied, then the customer will come for repeat purchases, then the customer will indulge in positive word of mouth, the customer will go out and explain everybody or tell everybody positive things about the service organization and how the service organization was able to meet the expectation of the customers. So when the customer does this, when there is a positive word of mouth, when the customer is satisfied, is coming for repeat purchases, so what happens? It is beneficial for the organization. The organization will be able to get more business. The organization will be able to create a much more proper image in the minds of the customer regarding its service quality. So it is very very important, while making a right service strategy, requires that proper training of the service staff not only helps and benefits the customer but also helps the organization. uh, so this is very very important. The employees need to know about the goals of the organization so they can modify themselves to fit accordingly. The employees, whenever they are recruited and given training and development courses are given, all these activities are done in order to improve their technical skills or upgrade their technical skills, this employee should be make understood, or they should be make understood about the goals of the organization. They should understand or need to know about the goals of the organization. Once they understand what is the goals of the organization, then they will be able to modify themselves, align themselves accordingly. Suppose the aim of the organization is to get to give maximum satisfaction to the customers, to provide the services at the least minimum time, to see that the customers expectations are met at any cost. Then if these are the goals of the service organization, and if the employees are in a position to understand these goals of the organization, they can modify themselves, they can make changes in their behavior in order to provide the best service to the customers. So this is very, very important. They'll try to meet the expectation of the customers and also exceed the expectations of the customer. So the employee should understand and know the goals of the organization so that they can modify themselves to fit accordingly. The need to be trained not only on the technical skill but also on soft skills like the answering of the phone calls, customer phone calls, and complaints. Providing services are essential. So as we have already discussed, that not only the hard skills like the technical skills that is essential to in order to give proper services, in order to upgrade those technical skills, that is training should be given, but training should also be given to improve the soft skills. Soft skills like the kind of behavior, the kind of attitude they have, the kind of behave while answering the customer calls, or when they're answering the customer complaints. This is very, very important, because both these hard skills and soft skills together, when they come in place together, they work together, then only proper services can be given to the customer. So while training and development is given, proper care should be seen to give both the hard skills, that is the technical skills, and the soft skills like changes in the behavior, attitude, and speaking or interacting with customer. This kind of soft skills should also be given, and these are also very, very essential, because these employees are the face of the organization. They will be interacting with the customers, and if they are properly interacting with customers, then they are able to solve all the queries and all the resolve all the problems and the complaints of the customer. Then the customers will be very, very happy, their expectations will be met, and the customer will be satisfied, which is the aim of a efficient service strategy. So constant training development is also essential in order to provide a proper a proper and efficient service strategy. Now, coming to the sixth point, the sixth step that is essential in order to create an efficient service strategy is accountability. Certain kind of accountability should be there. If there is no accountability and nobody is answerable for any mistakes, then what happens? There will be chaos in the organization. It is therefore very, very important that there should be certain accountability, so that the people working in the organization, they will be able to understand what is the problem in the organization. They will be able to see that all the mistakes that is been done, that is not repeated, to see that the customers are in a place that are happy, and these customers, whatever the needs of the customers are there, those needs are completely answered, and this customer get proper services from the service organization. So once there is a accountability, then the people will become much more interested to give proper services. Since they are accountable, they will be having certain kind of fear while delivering the services, and they'll stick to the procedure, and they'll stick to the standard operating procedures while giving the services to the customer. So accountability is very, very important, because without accountability, without responsibility or answerability, the service cannot be up to the mark. So accountability is very, very important while creating an efficient service strategy. So let us understand, organization should ensure that the employees have a suitable understanding of the importance of good customer service. So the employees working in the organization or interacting with the people, they should be having proper understanding about the customer service, about what is a good customer service. If this is not understood by the employees, then they will not stick to the proper or good customer service, and how their actions affect the organization's overall performance. This is also very important. They should not only understand that good customer service is needed to be provided by these employees, but also they should be in a position to understand how their actions is important for the organization's performance as well. Because if these people who are interacting with the customers, they do not give good customer service, they are not in a position to give good customer service, or they do not align themselves with the mission, vision, and target of the organization, they do not try to align themselves with the target of the organization, then what happens? They will not be able to give proper customer service. And when proper customer service is not given, what happens? These actions of the employees undermines the organization's performance. So they should be in a position to understand that all the action that is being done by these frontline employees is affecting the organization's performance. So they should understand this, and then they will be interested to give or provide the proper good customer service to the customers, and to see that the customers are satisfied. And when the customers are satisfied, then these actions of these employees will obviously have a positive effect on the organization's performance, because more and more customers will be interested to purchase from the organization, so, avail the or purchase or avail the services from the service organization. They will be interested to come for repeat purchases and also spread positive word of mouth. So whenever the employees are um, in the organization, they are there to they're in the service delivery process, they should be understanding the importance of good customer service and how these actions have an impact on the organization's overall performance. The organization should also ensure that the employees are held accountable in order to achieve the service goal, because this is very very important. Because if these employees are not held accountable or not answerable, then they will not be able to achieve these service goals that has been set by the organization. So there are certain, as we have already studied in one of the earlier steps, that a proper goal has to be set for the service team, and these employees working in the service teams, they should be held accountable for whatever mistakes they are doing. Because if they are not held accountable, then the service team will not be able to accomplish the service goals that is set by the organization. So it is very very important that these employees should be held accountable in order to achieve the service goals. This also forms a part of the service management system, so part of the performance management system, and should be embedded in the culture of the company. So this being accountable for the mistakes, individuals being accountable for their own mistakes, this can become a part of the performance management system. Because how can it become a part of the performance management system and the culture of the company? Let us understand the performance management system. When we understand that if people are held accountable for their mistakes, they can understand that due to their mistakes the organization's performance is getting undermined, then we can highlight or earmark those employees, those who are not providing good customer service, and accordingly we can take certain actions regarding them. Similarly, when we can see or understand that certain employees are working towards better customer service, they are trying to give the best customer service to the customers, then we can understand or earmark those employees, and we can appraise them, we can give them certain kind of reward and promotion in order to instill this positive message to in order to spread this positive message in the employees, that whoever gives the best customer service and whoever sees that proper customer expectations are met and customer satisfaction is provided to the customers, then they will be appraised, they will be given promotion and rewarded. So this can become a part of this accountability. This accountability can in this way can become a part of the performance management system. Similarly, this accountability can also be embedded in the culture of the company. When it is embedded in the culture of the company, then all the employees in the organization, they together they will want to perform better, because they feel that they are accountable for the mistakes and they do not want to commit these mistakes. They want to see that they can understand that their mistakes will have a undermining effect on the organization performance. So they do not want to commit such mistakes, they do not want to give bad service to the customer. They want to provide the best and good customer service, to see that the customers are happy, to see that the customer expectations are met, to see that the customer satisfaction is the utmost goal. When this is already embedded in the culture of the company, then this accountability is embedded in the culture of the company, then it is very very easy for the service organization in order to achieve the service goals that has been set for the service team. So accountability is very very important. For example, let us give an example. As I've already discussed, rewarding the employees with the highest customer satisfaction and working on the employees that fall short of your high service standards. So certain actions can be taken. Those persons, those employees who are working towards the highest customer satisfaction, whose actions are creating a positive image in the minds of the customers, and due to this struggle and work of proper work of these employees, the higher satisfaction is given to the customers, and the customers are interest are coming back for repeat purchases. These should be rewarded, these should be appraised, these should be given promotion. And also we have to understand the employees who fall short of this high service standards, whatever service standards that have been set by the organization. These employees, those are falling short or are not able to provide that level of customer satisfaction or the service quality that we are interested in. So these employees, they should be again given training, and proper counseling should be given to see that they also perform well in the next time, and proper highest customer satisfaction is also given by these employees. So in this way, rewarding the employees with the highest customer satisfaction, working on the employees that fall short of the high service standards. So this accountability helps in doing all the things. Then the last point that is very very important in order to create an efficient service strategy is having proper rewards and recognition, or profit awards and recognition. What we mean by awards and recognition and rewards that is being given to the employees, when people understand that if they give the highest customer satisfaction to the customers, and they are able to meet the expectation of the customer, they will be rewarded, or they will be given award, or certain kind of recognition will come to them. Then they will be much more interested to work towards giving the maximum customer satisfaction or highest customer satisfaction. That is the reason the awards and recognitions are very very important while creating an efficient service strategy. So there should be a well thought out process or system for acknowledging and rewarding employees for providing great service. So proper system has to be done which acknowledges or which rewards the employees that provides the great service to the customers. Because if this is given, then the other employees will be interested to work better and to provide better services to the customers. So this proper system should be there for acknowledging and rewarding the employees, those employees that provide the best and great service to the customers. Positive reinforcement always work in every organization, which is why it is very important to recognize the performing employees who are responsible for excellent customer service. So this positive reinforcement is always seen that it works in every organization. This positive reinforcement, why it is important, because it recognizes the performing employees who are responsible for excellent customer service. So this positive reinforcement is always working in every organization. That is why it is very important to recognize these people, and when these people are recognized, there is a positive reinforcement that is given to them. They will be feeling energetic, they will be feeling satisfied that their good work is properly recognized by the organization, their good work is getting them awards and rewards. So this is very very important. This will help other employees to perform well and live up to the set goals or exceed them. Why this is important? This positive reinforcement like awards and recognitions, it not only encourages the people or the employees who are working towards giving the better service to the customers, but also it acts as an example. It also helps the other employees to perform well, because the other employees also want those awards and recognition, that kind of awards and recognition or rewards. So they will also try to perform and try to live up to the set goals or service standards that is being set by the organization, and also try to exceed them, because they also want those kind of awards and recognitions. So these awards and recognitions, they act as a positive reinforcement not only to the employees who are already giving good service or great service to the customers, but also to the other employees. It will act as an example to the other employees, and these employees will also start performing well, and they will also start living up to the organization set goals and try to exceed them. So this is very very important. This also reinforces the vision and mission of the organization and the service strategy which is chalked out for everyone. So the employees are in a position, they will be understand this positive reinforcements of awards and recognitions. This reinforces the mission and vision of the organization and the service strategy of the organization, and the employees, they can understand the mission and vision of the organization in a better way, and they will be able to accomplish the service strategies that is chalked out, that is made out for the whole organization. So, and a successful organization is characterized by strong customer service. So Why this awards and recognition is required? Because these rewards and recognitions, they encourage people those are giving the best service, and customer service become very very important, and everybody wants to give better services to the customer in order to get these awards and recognition. And this is very important because successful organization is always, service organization is always categorized or characterized by this strong customer service. So any service organization that is in top, that should be giving proper customer service. So these are the ways in which, or the steps for creating an efficient service strategy. Now we have to understand, we have to align the business objective, the service strategy, so as to get good results. So this, we have to align these business objectives with the service strategy. This is very very important, because if there is an alignment between these business objectives and the service strategy, then you'll be able to get good results. It requires clear and thoughtful service strategy which reflects the needs of the customer and of the business. A good service strategy should be very very clear and should be very, very thoughtful about the needs of the customers, should understand the needs of the customers. And this is very very important, because this enables the service organization to give proper customer service. Organization needs to identify who their customers are, what they want, and develop strategies to achieve those customer requirements. So the organization, the service organization should be in a position to understand and identify who their customers are, who their target customers are, what are the main requirements of these customers, and develop the strategies to achieve those customer requirements. This is very important for the service organization. Then, with service focused strategy, organizations are able to communicate innovative ideas in a more tangible way and a convincing way. The main problem with service is, there's one of the characteristics of service, that it is intangible, it cannot be seen. So what happens for a service organization, that is service focused strategy, if we are making, then the organization are able to tangibilize or communicate or tangibilize their service to the customers. They are able to communicate that this is the kind of service they are going to give, and this is the kind of service they can expect from the service organization. So the service organization is able to communicate the innovative ideas in a more tangible and convincing way for the customers. Why it is important? Because these customers are now in a position to understand the service organization's service offering, and they can be very very sure that the kind of service they are receiving will satisfy their needs or meet their expectations. So if the proper service focused strategy enables the service organization to communicate innovative ideas in a more tangible way and a convincing way. This approach also enables organizations to offer the right services for customers and serve them at the right time. So what happens, the service organization are in a position, because they will able to offer the right services for customers and serve them at the right time. Because if the services are not given in the right time, if right services or customized services as per the needs and wants of the customers are not provided, then the customers will not be satisfied. And since every service strategy is aimed at customer satisfaction, is customer centric, so it is very very important to understand what kind of right services that has to be given to the customers, and what time is the right time that the services should be offered to them. A strong service strategy is what separates successful organizations from the rest. So why the service strategy is very very important? Because this service strategy differentiates and separates the service organization from other competitors. It creates a proper image in the minds of the customers. An efficient service strategy is the foundation for a thriving service culture. The service strategy is also important because it creates a very thriving and powerful service culture in the organization, where all the people in the organization, employees of the organization, they work towards the giving proper services, customer service, and working towards giving customer satisfaction. So this proper efficient service strategy becomes the foundation for a good or strong service culture. So this is what we have read in the service strategy. We have also understood what is service strategy, what are the various steps in making this or creating an efficient service strategy. Please go through the video. If you have certain doubts, contact me. No need to panic. I'll be sending you the notes digitally. Please go through that. And finally, thank you for your attention.